Hello and welcome to another video review. This is Unreal Tournament 2004 for PC. After Unreal Tournament came a sequel called Unreal Tournament 2003. It was a little underwhelming. It wasn't a bad game, but it was basically more of the same with updated graphics. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But then came Unreal Tournament 2004, which basically absorbed 2003, because after that, nobody even referred to 2003. With the jump to Unreal Tournament 2003 and 4 came the jump to a new engine, Unreal Engine 2. The version you see in Unreal Tournament 2004 is basically a modified version of the one that was used in 2003. It looks a little bit better. There's not really too much difference if you notice, but you can still see if you've played 2003, you go to 2004. 2004 does look a little bit better. I think it's mostly because of the way they presented 2004, but anyway. Overall, the textures look pretty nice. Even today, they're not too bad. It has the look of a budget title by today's standards, but no big deal. Animations are pretty nice and fluid. Overall, I'd say, the graphics do what they do very well. And back in the day when this was released, obviously it was some of the best graphics we had around. Sound design was something that Epic really didn't need to improve on, but they did it anyway. The sound effects are slightly better than the first game because they're, more clear. They're just as beefy and they work just as well. But they sound a little bit better because of the jump in sound quality, obviously. The music is still that kind of techno rock score kind of thing, and it does its job very well. All of the maps feel, nice and action-packed when you get that music blaring while you're blowing somebody up with a rocket launcher or something. But anyway, I would say that the voice acting is probably worse than the original game, but that's only because it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to take the game very seriously. It's supposed to be one of those arcadey, fun kind of games, and so the voice acting kind of reflects that. It's really over the top and cheesy, but that's what we've come to expect from Unreal Tournament. Now, gameplay is really what kicks this one up from the original in 2003 especially. Basically, they looked at UT99 and 2003 and said, okay, what did we do really well and what did we not do so well? With 2003, what they didn't do well was they removed one of the game modes that people really liked. It was Assault. And so they said, okay, let's bring that back. Let's take all the good modes that we had in 2003, let's take all the good modes we had in UT99, and if they weren't already ported to 2003, put them in this one, add a couple more, throw in a bunch of maps, tons of characters to choose from, add in the tournament mode, which is the single-player campaign, and it actually plays like a tournament, which is really fun. And then let's just roll with it. They took all the weapons from the previous games and basically brought them back, except for the enforcers from the original game and stuff like that. But the one thing I do miss is the Ripper from the original game. I don't know why they didn't bring that back, but anyway. Overall, it's basically Unreal Tournament on steroids, and that's what really makes it fun. Because it's that same arcadey, ridiculous fun we expect from UT99 and 2003, and even better. They also, if you don't think that's enough, then bring the mods in to play. And you've got stuff like ballistic weapons, which is one of my favorites because it's just so over the top sometimes. And then you got Red Orchestra, which is ultra realistic and very difficult to play. Then you got Killing Floor, the zombie mod, and all sorts of different awesome mods that are available. And that's really what makes this game lasting in its appeal. There's so many mods available for it. There's so many extra character models in there. I've got some Space Marines from Warhammer 40k in there. I've got some characters from Quake and stuff in there. So all in all, I'd say that this is probably the shining jewel of the Unreal Tournament series. In terms of overall game, it's better than the original. I like the original a little bit better just because it's the original and it feels a little bit more fun. That's not to say UT 2004 isn't fun. It is a blast to play. I'm just saying that I tend to have a little bit more fun with older titles than I do with newer ones. And UT 2004 doesn't have the dual enforcers. That kind of I love the dual enforcers. But anyway, all in all, I'd say this is the shining jewel of the UT series. If you want to get into Unreal Tournament, this is the one to go with. Either that or the original. UT3, while it is a good game, is not the good jump-off point for him. So overall, I'd say, you know, best Unreal Tournament game there is, apart from the original. And you know, the original has the added value of being nostalgic, so that kind of bumps it up a little too. But anyway, all in all, this is like the premier multiplayer shooter. Regardless of what you may think about Call of Duty or something like that, you know, this is the premier multiplayer shooter in terms of like overall, you know, encompassing stuff. You know, Call of Duty ripped this off. It's hard not to say that, but anyway, overall, absolutely stellar game, especially if you're, you know, a UT fan. Definitely want to pick it up. If you're a first-person shooter fan, you probably want to pick it up too. It's pretty cheap on Steam now, and you know, you can also get it from like your local bargain bin or something. Anyway, 4.5 out of 5. Thanks for watching.